So what's going to happen now is we're going to read another story. But first, I want to ask you some questions about what you already know, okay? Who was Johnny Appleseed? Who's that?
It's a person.
It's a person? You know what he did? No? Okay, this one. Why do people plant fruit trees in different places? Why?
Because some people need food for eat.
Okay. Next question. Why do people plant apple trees?
Because people like apples.
Maybe. Next question. What does making apple cider mean to you? Say again. What does making apple cider mean to you? And that word is C-I-D-E-R. Apple cider. What does that mean? You don't know. Okay. This story is called Johnny Appleseed. What do you think this story is going to be about? What's this story talking about? What do you think?
Maybe Johnny is a person and then apple seed is look like apple seed to make it a plant.
So you think Johnny is a person who makes apple seeds? Okay. Next. Now we're going to read this story, okay? You just keep reading and I'll just want you to read for me, okay? If you don't know a word, you can, If you don't know a word, you can finger spell it for me, okay?
John Chapman was born in 1774 and grew up in Massachusetts. He became a farmer and learned how to grow different kinds of crops and trees. John especially liked to grow and eat apples. Many people were moving west at the time. They were heading for Ohio and Pennsylvania. John knew that apples were a good food for settlers to have apple trees strong and easy to grow. Apples could be eaten raw and they could be cooked in many ways. They could also be dried for later use. So, in 1697, John decided to go west. He wanted to plant apple trees for people who would build their new homes there. John first gathered bags of apple seeds. He got many of his seed from farmers who squeezed apple to make a drink called cider. Then, in the spring, he left for the western frontier. He planted seeds and he went along. Also, he gave them to people who knew how valuable apple trees were. John walked many miles in all kinds of weather. He had to cross dangerous rivers and find his way through the strange forest. Often he was hungry, cold, and wet. Sometimes he had to hide from unfriendly Indians. His clothes became ragged and torn. He used a sack for shirt. He cut out holes for the arms. He wore no shoes, but he never gave up. He guarded his precious seeds, carefully planting them where they had the best chance of growing into strong trees. John's fame spread. He was nicknamed Johnny Appleseed. Nursery welcomed him and gratefully accepted a gift of apple seeds. Many legends grew up about Johnny Appleseeds that were not always true. However, one thing is true about Johnny Appleseeds that were not always true. However, one thing is true. Thanks for Johnny Appleseed. Apple trees now grow in parts of America where they once never did.
Good.